Welcome to the official podcast series by POTENZA, where innovation meets insight. In this series, we dive deep into the world of SAP, explore the power of robotic process automation, and unlock the true potential of data analytics. Whether you're a tech enthusiast, a business leader, or just curious about the digital transformation shaping our world, you're in the right place. Tune in, stay curious, and let's explore the future of enterprise technology together. Don't forget to subscribe and follow us on YouTube for more powerful insights. Now, let's get into today's episode.
Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're really getting into something foundational for, any company that wants to scale smartly. The topic is maximizing ROI with SAP Business One software for small businesses. Our mission in this deep dive is to unpack how a big ERP solution that's enterprise resource planning like SAP Business One, or, SAP B1 as we'll probably call it.
Yeah, B1 is easier.
How it can really change the game for operations. We're going to look at how it tackles those, frankly, frustrating data integration problems and actually delivers measurable returns. We're focusing particularly on businesses, say, 50 to 200 employees.
Right.
Because many of you listening are probably, maybe, wrestling with this patchwork of different systems, right? Manual processes eating up time, workflows that just feel inefficient.
Like wading through treacle sometimes.
Exactly. Like they're actively holding the business back.
Yeah, and look, this is more than just adopting some new tech. It's really a strategic pivot, a turning point for growth. If you understand how to genuinely centralize your core business processes, finally get rid of those data silos, well, that can unlock some pretty remarkable ROI improvements. And it helps build a really streamlined operational framework, something that's agile, ready for what's next.
Okay, let's make this real. Think about Sarah. She runs a growing manufacturing company. Every single month, closing the books is just a nightmare.
Oh, I've heard this story.
Right. Her sales team's on one system, inventory's on another, finances on a third, and the numbers, they just never quite match up. So you get late orders, you get annoyed customers, lots of stress. Does that sound familiar to anyone listening?
Probably does to many.
That's the reality, isn't it? The
Yeah.
messy reality of these pervasive data integration issues. And they're not just little headaches. They hit the bottom line directly. They create bottlenecks, stop growth, slash efficiency.
Sarah's story is, incredibly common. That patchwork of legacy systems you mentioned. Look, they might have been fine when you started, but now they're creating fragmented information all over the place.
Right.
And that's exactly where something like SAP Business One comes in. It's genuinely a game changer for this situation. It's specifically designed to tackle these exact pain points by centralizing everything. Think of it like creating one single source of truth where sales, finance, inventory, customer service, they all work from the same playbook.
A single source of truth. I like that.
And what's really critical here for that big ROI for streamlining operations, it's not just about installing SAP B1. It's about getting the integration right from the very start.
Okay, so let's talk about getting it right. What happens then? This is where it gets interesting, the results. We've seen some, frankly, impressive stats from companies that have really embraced SAP B1. Businesses using it have reported things like, wait for it, 50% reduction in the time it takes to close the monthly books.
Wow, half the time.
Half the time. Imagine the relief, right? And beyond that, a 30% cut in project management costs.
That's significant too.
And even a 20% increase in revenue. Now, these aren't just, abstract numbers pulled from a report. These are real, tangible, bottom-line benefits. They directly boost profitability, give you that competitive edge.
And the why behind those numbers, it becomes pretty clear when you see the shifts SAP B1 allows.
First, there's a huge gain in operational efficiency, automating workflows. It's not just about cutting labor costs, though it does that. It's about repurposing your best asset, your people.
Right.
Instead of tedious, error-prone manual tasks, they can focus on strategic stuff, things that actually grow the business. Second, you get much improved data accuracy and real-time reporting. This isn't just having data, it's having reliable, up-to-the-minute data.
Trustworthy data. Exactly. Trustworthy insights for proactive, smart decisions. And that directly helps you grab new revenue opportunities, avoid costly mistakes. And finally, you get genuinely streamlined processes. Less time on routine stuff means teams can focus on innovation, on growth. For those businesses in that 50 to 200 employee sweet spot, centralizing these processes, well, it's a direct line to big cost savings and a definite boost in productivity.
That point about reallocating human capital, not just replacing it, that's really powerful. And speaking of measuring impact, Here's POTENZA pro tip, #1 for you. Before you even think about implementing SAP B1 software, calculate your baseline operational costs. Really track metrics like how long it takes now to close the books each month, how many hours are spent on manual data entry across departments, and what your current reporting accuracy rates look like.
The baseline is absolutely fundamental. It really is, because it's the only way you can objectively measure the true ROI impact of the project. And crucially, justify that investment to stakeholders. When you show concrete numbers, improvements against that starting point.
The value becomes undeniable.
Precisely. And we generally see a positive ROI kick in within, say, 12 to 18 months, especially when you consider both the direct wins, less labor, fewer errors, and those indirect benefits. Things like happier customers, faster decisions, better scalability.
Okay, so we've laid out the problem, the potential solution, the ROI. Let's get specific about the hurdles people might be facing right now. In your experience, what's maybe the single biggest integration challenge you see trip up businesses in this 5,200 employee range most often?
It's tough to pick just one. They're often interconnected, but if I had to choose, it's probably the legacy system compatibility issues. So many businesses are running this eclectic mix of older systems, isolated systems that just weren't built to talk to each other.
Right, they were bought for specific tasks years ago.
Exactly. And this creates a really fragmented view of the business. It leads to duplicate data entry, inconsistent information everywhere, and just a much higher risk of errors. And those errors can seriously hurt customer relationships, not to mention the accuracy of your financial reporting. It's like trying to conduct an orchestra where half the musicians have the wrong sheet music.
That's a great analogy. Okay, so legacy systems are a big one. What else is on that common culprits list?
Well, right up there with compatibility issues are real-time data synchronization problems. Look, in today's world, you need information now, not yesterday's information.
Instantly, yeah.
Up to the minute isn't a luxury anymore. It's table stakes. And when sync fails, you get delays in order processing, your inventory counts are wrong, customer info is inconsistent. It frustrates everyone, internally and externally, and it just hammers your efficiency. Plus, the technical side is tricky timing issues, different data formats, network hiccups.
Okay, so real-time sync, what's next?
Third, and this one is just a massive productivity killer, manual data entry inefficiencies. I remember working with one client. Their accounting team literally blocked out a whole day every single week.
A whole day?
Yeah, a data transfer day, they called it. Just copying numbers from system A to system B.
Yeah.
Think about the opportunity cost of that.
Wow.
It just eats up countless hours, opens the door wide for human error, and pulls skilled people over from work that actually adds strategic value.
Okay, manual entry. Makes sense.
Okay.
And the last one?
And finally, particularly relevant as businesses grow, they hit scalability limitations. The systems that maybe worked okay when you had 20 employees just start to creak and groan when you hit 100 or 200.
You hit a wall.
Exactly. Data volumes explode, integration needs to get more complex, you need more user access, more sophisticated reporting. It all creates bottlenecks that can seriously choke off your growth potential.
Okay, those challenges are pretty clear, and I bet many listeners are nodding along right now. So the big question, how does a powerful integrated system like SAP Business One actually slice through all that complexity? What are the proven solutions?
Right, this is where SAP B1 really delivers. There are several key approaches. One really powerful method is using an API-first integration strategy. Think of APIs like standardized digital doorways or highways between systems.
Okay.
This approach ensures smooth connectivity using established rules for data exchange. That means faster implementation, more stable integrations for the long haul, whether it's real-time updates or batch processing. It's about building solid, reliable connections.
Makes sense. Build the roads first.
Exactly. Then there are cloud-based data migration strategies, moving off those old, clunky legacy systems onto a scalable, secure cloud platform. It's not just about saving on server costs. It drastically improves reliability. And critically, it supports things like remote work and disaster recovery much more effectively. Plus, you get better security, automatic backups, easier maintenance, fundamental stuff.
So moving to the cloud is a big piece.
A very big piece. But sometimes, off-the-shelf solutions or standard APIs aren't quite enough, right? You might have a really specialized piece of software that's core to your business.
Like industry-specific tools.
Precisely. That's where custom connector development becomes necessary. Custom connectors bridge that specific gap, letting you keep your existing specialized workflows, but still get that unified view across the whole operation. It's about tailoring the fit.
Got it. So custom builds when needed.
Yep. And finally, maybe the most impactful in terms of day-to-day efficiency, automated workflow implementation. This eliminates those manual handoffs between departments, slashes delays in key processes, think order processing, invoicing, inventory updates.
Stuff that happens over and over.
Exactly. It ensures consistency, drastically cuts down human error, and gives you super valuable audit trails and performance metrics. Great for compliance, great for finding ways to optimize even further.
That idea of making the routine stuff run on autopilot so people can focus elsewhere, that's compelling. And to help folks prioritize that, here's POTENZA Pro Tip, #2. When you're implementing SAP Business One, start by automating your most time-consuming manual processes first. Really focus on those workflows that cross multiple departments or need frequent data checking and validation.
That is such good advice. That focused approach delivers immediate, visible ROI. You get those quick wins.
Right, build momentum.
Exactly. It builds momentum, gets people excited, secures that internal buy-in, and makes it easier to tackle broader automation across the whole company later on. You see the value fast.
Okay, let's zoom in now. We've talked broad solutions, but let's look at two specific areas where SAP B1 integration can have a really dramatic impact. Customer relationship management, CRM, and financial processes, especially banking.
Yeah, these are definitely two areas where the benefits of integration become incredibly clear very quickly. Let's take CRM integration solutions for enhanced customer management. With SAP B1, this is a huge step up. First, it's about streamlining customer data. You create that single unified view of each customer. No more duplicate records, no more inconsistent messages.
Everyone sees the same picture.
Everyone sees the same complete picture. Sales teams get full visibility every touch point, every interaction. That lets them deliver truly personalized experiences, which, builds loyalty. This then flows directly into sales pipeline optimization. Sales managers get real-time visibility into opportunities, activities, performance. They can make decisions based on actual data, not just gut feel.
Better forecasting too, I imagine.
Absolutely. The data flows seamlessly into finance and inventory, allowing for incredibly accurate forecasting. You move from guesswork to precision planning. And third, it massively enhances customer service. Your service team gets armed with all the info they need, order history, payment status, past service tickets, right at their fingertips.
Faster resolutions.
Much faster problem resolution, more personalized support. Cuts call handling times way down, and really boosts customer satisfaction. Happy customers, efficient team.
Okay, CRM is powerful. What about the finance side, the banking integration?
Yes. Banking integration for financial process automation. This is another area where you feel the relief almost immediately. Think about automated bank reconciliation. Imagine slashing the manual effort, cutting errors way down, improving accuracy, all while getting real-time visibility into your cash position.
Sounds like a dream for finance teams.
It really is. Bank statements get imported automatically, transactions get matched. It frees up your finance folks from incredibly tedious work. This also enables real-time cash flow management. You get proactive financial control from a single dashboard, monitor balances, see pending transactions, check cash flow projections.
So better planning.
Much better planning. Better decisions about vendor payments, more informed investment choices, just generally less financial stress. And finally, electronic payment processing. This streamlines both accounts, payable and receivable. It cuts processing costs significantly. Plus, it supports various payment methods, different currencies, and crucially, provides strong audit trails and enhanced security, essential as you scale.
Right, so implementing something this comprehensive, it's clearly not just flipping a switch, it's a strategic project. What does that implementation roadmap typically look like?
Absolutely. It's a journey, not an event. And it needs to be methodical. Phase 1 is always the assessment and planning phase. This is critical. It involves a deep dive into your existing systems, your data, your current processes. You need to identify the specific requirements where the optimization opportunities lie. Documenting workflows, defining KPIs, key performance indicators, setting clear success criteria.
Yeah.
That all happens here. It sets the foundation.
Laying the groundwork properly.
Precisely. Then comes the technical implementation roadmap. This is usually a phased approach. It covers system configuration, careful data migration, which is often complex integration development, and really important user training.
Can't forget the people using it.
Never. This phase often involves using sandbox environments for testing, maybe even running the old and new systems in parallel for a bit before the final cutover.
Yeah.
You want to minimize disruption.
Makes sense. Test, test, test.
And that leads to the final stage, testing and optimization protocols. We're talking comprehensive testing unit tests, end-to-end process validation, user acceptance testing, UAT. You need to ensure accuracy, performance, and that the user experience is smooth. But, importantly, it doesn't stop at go live. Continuous optimization is absolutely key to squeezing the maximum ROI out of the system over its entire life.
Okay, so once it's up and running, and hopefully running smoothly, how do we actually measure that success? You mentioned KPIs earlier. What metrics should businesses be tracking to gauge their integration ROI?
Great question. You need to measure to manage rightly. We usually start with time-to-value measurements. There's a common formula. Total financial benefits minus implementation costs, divided by implementation costs times 100. That gives you a percentage ROI.
Okay, the classic ROI calculation.
Right?
All right.
But you also track leading indicators. How quickly are you seeing benefits? Things like the reduction in financial closing time, faster order processing, quicker report generation, those show momentum.
So speed improvements are key.
Definitely. Then you quantify the operational efficiency gains. Measure improvements in productivity, accuracy, how well resources are being used. This could be tracking the reduction in manual data entry hours, maybe the decrease in error rates, improvements in inventory turnover. These gains often compound over time.
Okay, efficiency metrics, got it.
And finally, direct cost reduction calculations. This is where you tally up the savings. Reduce labor costs, lower costs from fixing errors, decrease system maintenance expenses, maybe even better negotiating power with vendors because you have better data.
Hard dollar savings.
Exactly. These savings can pop up across different parts of the business, making a really significant difference to the bottom line.
So this is obviously a significant investment, not just in money, but time and effort.
Oof.
How do businesses ensure this SAP Business One setup keeps delivering value years down the road? How do you future-proof it?
That's crucial. Future-proofing needs to be baked into the strategy from the start. First, it's about scalability planning. You need to proactively think about business growth, yes, but also technology evolution, changing market demands. This involves capacity management, ensuring your integration architecture is flexible enough to adapt, designing user access so it can grow without a major overhaul. The system needs to scale with you.
Not hold you back later.
Precisely. Second, it's about technology roadmap alignment. Your business will keep evolving, and your SAP B1 implementation needs to keep pace. This means staying current through regular system updates, adopting relevant enhancements, adding new features as they become available and necessary. It keeps the system valuable and supports ongoing innovation.
So it's not a set it and forget it's kind of thing.
Definitely not. Which leads perfectly into POTENZA Pro Tip #3.
Establish a quarterly review process for your SAP Business One integration. Use this time to assess performance against your KPIs, actively identify new optimization opportunities, and plan for future enhancements or adjustments.
Yes, this is so important. That proactive review cycle ensures the system continues delivering maximum ROI. It keeps it aligned with your strategic goals. It also helps with longer-term planning, maybe exploring further cloud capabilities, enhancing mobile access for teams on the go, or even looking at integrating AI tools down the line. It keeps you positioned for success.
Okay, so wrapping this all up, it seems clear that SAP Business One really does represent a potentially transformative investment for small businesses, particularly those in that, say, 50 to 200 employee zone who are wrestling with those data integration headaches and aiming for peak operational efficiency. Its integration power, that proven ROI potential we talked about, and its scalability. It seems like a strong solution for sustainable growth and gaining a real competitive advantage.
It absolutely can be. But, and this is the key takeaway perhaps, successful SAP B1 integration isn't just about the software itself. It really demands that strategic planning up front, getting expert support for the implementation, and committing to that ongoing optimization to consistently get the maximum value out of it. Companies that truly embrace this integrated approach aren't just setting themselves up for sustained success. They're building operational resilience for whatever the future market throws at them.
So maybe a final thought for everyone listening. How might integrating your company's disparate systems unlock hidden growth opportunities, maybe ones you haven't even considered yet? Something to think about, the potential for transformation within your own business. That's all the time we have for this deep dive. Thanks for joining us, and we'll catch you next time.
Today's episode of the POTENZA podcast series, where we decode SAP, automate with RPA, and analyze with precision. We hope you found today's conversation insightful and inspiring. If you enjoyed the episode, make sure to like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel, and stay tuned for more deep dives into the technologies transforming tomorrow's enterprise. Got questions or ideas for a future episode? Drop them in the comments. We'd love to hear from you. Until next time. Thank you.